2020 was challenging.
2020 was interesting.
So 2020, first thought, frightening. Second thought was inspiring. And the final thought was one of the best years we've had in real estate.
2020 was the most unusual year I've ever experienced, and it taught me a lot of things.
2020 was the year I learned to be patient.
2020 was crazy.
Well, 2020 was definitely a challenging year. It ended up being good. It's a crazy year, and we're hoping 2021 is better.
2020 was challenging in many ways. It was like living in the twilight zone, but all in all, 2020 was a good year.
2020 was a year that taught us just how strong we all are and how much we can overcome when faced with the challenges we were all faced with.
2020 was great for us.
2020 was challenging, but taught us to overcome and adapt.
2020 taught me if you work hard for what you want, you can achieve it.
2020 was exciting and full of lessons and experiences.
So 2020 for me was full of opportunities.
2020 was the year of rebound and recovery.
2020 was definitely an experience and a test of our wit, for sure.
2020 was full of sanitizers and a lot of files.
2020 was the year of the mask and hand sanitizer.
2020 was a very challenging year in property management, but we made it through. We're exhausted, but I'm glad it's over.
Woohoo!
Action.
2020 was a reminder to me of how much I do not like solitary confinement.
2020 was very inspiring for me.
So although 2020 was a troubling year for most of us, it was a good opportunity for everyone to kind of step back from life and rebuild themselves and develop more skills.
Hey everyone, 2020 has got to be one of the most incredible, unforgettable, terrible years in my lifetime, but sure was a great year for real estate. So we hit our highest numbers ever, and I don't know whether to be thankful for that or chalk it up to an unbelievable market. 2020, well, what can we say? It was a shocker. I thought we had to break into Watson, sneak around, put some hooded masks on to break into our own office to work. But that didn't last long. Ended up being a phenomenal year and shocking that ended up being a record-breaking year for us. We're very thankful.
Yep, it was a real roller coaster and scary to begin with for sure, but everything worked out, and keep our fingers crossed and hope for a great 2021.
Yes.
2020 was a roller coaster ride, but overall an amazing experience, and I am so thrilled to looking at what 2021 has to bring for Watson and our team.
Fattening.
Fattening?
Yeah, because everybody stayed home and ate.
2020 was iconic and very memorable. For me, being in the business 37 years, which is a long time, I can remember being part of the Long Range Plan Committee, which was an appointment back in the mid-1980s. And it was like having a crystal ball, and I was having to project what was going to happen to our real estate industry in the next 30 years. Some of the things that we discussed were mobile agents. We had pagers, no cell phones. Computers just came into play. And to see where we are today and realize that everything we projected in that crystal ball has come true is amazing. But what 2020 did is took us a whole other place different, because it took the technology side, and who would have ever guessed that not only about being mobile, but running a corporation as big as Watson, never skipping a beat, maintaining our production, having a strong brokerage representation, Zoom meetings, and all that we've been able to create to be mobile, from home, keeping the company open, everybody staying in business, being able to be productive, it's just been mind-boggling. It has changed our future forever. We will never go back to the old way. It is now all about technology, social media, internet, Zoom meetings, and that is going to be the future for real estate.
Thank you, Watson, for all the support that you give us here at the Gordon team, and thank you to all of our colleagues who make doing this job worthwhile. Have a great 2021.
I'm so thankful to be under the Watson roof and also to be deemed essential. And frankly, it was a pretty good year for business. I'm grateful.
Thank God I had a brokerage company and a visionary company who could be a step ahead of the game or catch up to it when it was necessary. That's my memories for 2020.
2021, we're looking forward, we're going at it, we're hitting it strong. So go Watson.